Greetings, Bat Family. It's me, Andy DiGenova, and welcome back to your Week in Batman. I did miss last week, so this week's news is going to be a little scrunched up with last week's. Hopefully you're not too mad at me, but you won't be because you're very nice people, and I appreciate that. So without further ado, it's time for our top 5 Batman or DC news stories of the week. Number 1. We got a teaser trailer for the Justice League Blu-Ray. That happened a little bit last week. Again, forgive me. Most of it was stuff we had seen before, but then at the very end, they teased that there will be bonus scenes in as extras on the Blu-ray, and we get a scene of Superman that is very reminiscent of his entrance in Man of Steel. So, I have very mixed feelings about this because it looks like a really cool scene. I'm glad we're getting to see bonus scenes, but I am not happy that it's not edited back into the movie. You did it with Batman vs. Superman. You did it with Suicide Squad. Do it for Justice League, because if the scenes are as cool as that Superman scene, I'm just going to spend the whole time getting frustrated that it's not in the movie. So cut it back in the movie. It'll be cool to see what they offer us, but I am a little disappointed that it's not going to be an extended cut. That is a bummer. My guess is it's because Warner Brothers doesn't want to spend the money to edit them back in because, as we know, Justice League didn't do great, and so they don't want to spend any more money on it than they have to. So anyway, we will see more about that when it is released. The disc comes out on March 13th, and then it's available digitally a month earlier on February 13th, so just in time for Valentine's Day. So you can download it digitally and watch it with the love of your life and enjoy Justice League. Anyway, moving on to number 2. The Wrap came out with a little bit of news about when are we going to see Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn again, and there are 3 movies in development, but one of those movies is not Gotham City Sirens. So it seems like things have gone quiet on Gotham City Sirens. The ones that apparently are still very active are, of course, Suicide Squad 2, which is to be expected. That is expected to go into production to start shooting in the fall of this year. So that's really exciting. There was even a little Instagram photo of some of the Suicide Squad guys working out together. So they might already be training, perhaps, which is really cool. Anyway, that is one of the movies that we will probably see Harley in, Suicide Squad 2. We've also got Birds of Prey. So I think that's a great way to go, Birds of Prey. I think that's awesome, but Harley will somehow be involved with that. Apparently, the writer of Bumblebee, the Transformers spin-off, Christina Hodson, is taking it past the script of Birds of Prey. So that's some development. We'll see. And then finally is the Joker and Harley movie, which they call Joker versus Harley. Interesting. The directors Glenn Ficarra and John Requa still seem involved. They worked with Margot Robbie before on, what was it, Focus with Will Smith, which I liked. Anyway, apparently that's still happening, and Margot is psyched to work with them again. But yeah, in all that report, there's no mention of Gotham City Sirens, so it seems like maybe that is evolving into Birds of Prey, perhaps. So we will see more as it develops. Moving on, news story number 3, Flashpoint. The Flash solo film is moving forward. We have some directors. They're still calling it Flashpoint, which is interesting. But the directors are John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein. They wrote and directed the Vacation reboot, as well as the upcoming comedy Game Night. They also were writers on Spider-Man Homecoming, and they're in talks to direct Flashpoint. It didn't say they were signed yet, but this came from Variety, so it's a pretty reputable source. I think we can count on it. Apparently, another little tidbit that was in that story that was interesting was that Ben Affleck was offered to direct, and he turned it down. That's very odd to me. I wonder if maybe he was offered it 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, because if they offered it to him recently, that doesn't make a lot of sense, especially after he said he wasn't going to direct The Batman. So why would they go, oh, but will you do Flashpoint? Doesn't make sense. So my guess is maybe that offer happened a while ago before things got set up. But anyway, that would have been interesting. He's not going to direct Batman, but he's going to direct Flashpoint? No. Anyway, these two guys, I don't have strong feelings either way, honestly. I liked the Vacation reboot. I haven't seen Game Night, obviously. It's an odd choice. It's a little off the beaten path choice, but it also could have to do with the new leadership there, maybe going with directors that are a little less tested, and maybe hungrier, ready to jump in and do something big. So I'm going to give these guys the benefit of the doubt. I hope they are up to the task and they kick ass the way the Russo brothers did with Captain America the Winter Soldier. That's kind of the hope I have, because before that, the Russo brothers were untested. I think the same is true with these guys. So I wish them the best. I'm rooting for them, but it also isn't news that gets me super psyched because they don't have the track record of some of these other big name directors. But we'll see what happens. Moving on, number 4. Oh, we're going to jump to comic books. Yeah. So in the comic books, we have a new costume for Batman. So ever since Batman number 50, he has been wearing the Greg Capullo designed suit that has the bat with the yellow outline, the purple back of the cape. You know it if you're reading the comics. You know how it looks. But in Doomsday Clock number 3, Batman's wearing a much more classic looking costume. So blue cape and cowl, gray bodysuit, and yellow oval around the bat symbol, like I'm wearing. That's what I'm wearing in honor of it. And people thought, oh, is this just for Doomsday Clock, or is this something that Batman's going to be adopting? Because Doomsday Clock takes place 1 year in the future in the DC continuity, so the other comics are going to catch up to it. And someone asked Gary Frank, the artist, on Twitter, and he said, yeah, the other comics are going to adopt this suit too. I like it. I've always been a fan of the yellow oval. I think it's badass. I'm glad they're going back to it. So yeah, I dig the new look. I'm all for it. It'll be interesting to see when the other books start adopting it, but I support it. I like it. And then finally, number 5, if you are really excited to get a new Batman movie and you're sad because it's not coming anytime soon, fret not. There is a new Batman movie and it's available right now. It's animated. It's Batman Gotham by Gaslight. So it was released digitally this past week on Tuesday, January 23rd. Some folks have already seen it. I have not. I still wait for the disc, so I'm going to check that out on February 6th when the disc is released, because call me old school. I like to have it on the shelf with all my other Batman movies. I just like the collection. But I've heard good things, honestly, so far from the people who have seen it. But if you can't wait for that disc, go check out Batman Gotham by Gaslight digitally, wherever you get your digital films. And again, I'm hearing good things. Tell me what you guys thought. Did you like it? Let us know right down there. That's it. That's your top 5 Batman news stories of the week, your week in Batman. Thanks for joining me. As always, I will make sure I don't skip another week. We'll see how that goes. As always, I'm your host, Andy DeGenova, and if you can't get enough Bat talk or DC talk, do check out the audio podcast, Holy BatCast, wherever you get your podcasts. But that'll do it for this week. We will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you so much for checking out this episode of Holy BatCast. You can watch some of our other videos right here, and please subscribe to the channel on YouTube. You can also go to our website, holybatcast.com, so where you'll find the audio podcast. And if you listen to that show, do us a huge favor, please go to iTunes and rate and review the show there. It really helps get the word out about the show. Plus, on that website, is where you're going to be able to pick up and purchase your very own stylish Holy BatCast shirt of your very own. So if you're feeling jealous, you can get one of these for you or a Bat fan in your life. You can also find us all over social media on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Just search for Holy BatCast, and there we are. And like Michael Keaton's Batman always says, I want you to tell all your friends about me. So tell your Bat fans in your life about Holy BatCast, because we're always interested in meeting new Batman fan friends. So that will do it for this episode. We will see you around Gotham.